Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Julie with Bookshelf by Julie. Today we're doing our stitching. We're working on our stitched ornaments. Yeah, and there's a freebie. I showed you lots of different ways. If you didn't see last week's video, go watch that one. I showed you lots of different ways to get this onto your fabric. Variations, different, just lots of things. So if you didn't see that one, go watch that one. And we also did the snowflake in that one, which is there. Don't look at this one. These are not the stitches you're looking for. We're just going to pretend we're a Jedi here. So this is the one we're going to be doing today. Adorable, right? I used several stitches to do this. It's small, so even using several stitches is still super easy. I used the couching stitch to do the lines because I could get them straight and do them right. Now on this scarf, that's not a couching stitch, that's the split stitch. And on the little hearts, that's the split stitch. This one is the turkey stitch. You remember we did that one. And then we've got chains and straight stitch, French knots, satin stitch for the leaves, detached chains for the little leaves, and satin for the holly leaves. Okay, so French knots in the scarf. So yeah, just keep it really simple and easy. I did use some ribbon in here. If you're using ribbon, make sure you use a ribbon needle that can handle the ribbon. You know, you need a big eye and you need it to be able to go through the, So I just did one over and then one in the middle. You can just do satin stitches in there and that's fine. I just thought a little bit of different, something. So we're going to start out doing the couching stitch and get some of those in and do some of the split stitch and get this little scarf in. Of course, I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera because it does take a minute to do, but it's so fun and easy. So I'm going to do some of the stitches, and depending on how long the video gets, we'll see where we go, okay? But we've got all the stitches on our sampler. If you haven't got your sampler made, you've got a whole series to watch on that. So we're going to be doing the turkey stitch and the satin stitch. No, not on this one. French knots. I started to say, but that's on another one. I did the extended French knot on the other one that you'll see next week. Detached chains like these. Split stitch. Where did I put that one? Oh, it's right here. Split stitch. I like it since I wrote this in. Now I can do, these are detached chains. And that's the chain. Just, they're on our samplers. So you guys, I like the turkey stitch. Anyways, this one used quite a few colors. Now, I just tried to match up-ish to the colors that were on here. So this red is a sort of a dark burgundy maroony kind of color, kind of like that. And so yeah, I just tried to match up with what was there. So I have all these colors. Yeah, you have to have black for the eyes and the little eyebrows. Did you guys see that? The little eyebrows and the little, it's it's fun, right? So this is our not embroidered on one. And so you see you've got a lot of lines to go by, all these things. Yeah, so let's get started. We've got plenty on here to stitch, and it comes out so cute. These ornaments are going to be beautiful. I've got my needle book with all my threads threaded. Pretty cool, huh? So at least it'll get us started, right? Okay. I think I started on the little scarf that it's wearing, you know. So I'm going to do that first. I started with the split stitch on this, and that goes pretty good. It's one of those things where if you're using a whole 6 strands, it's easier. Now I did do them small-ish because, you know, the split stitch is really pretty if you do it small. Little small stitches. Do it as small as you're comfortable with doing, and that'll be fine. So I hope you guys are enjoying these and having some fun crafty stuff heading into holiday season. Whatever holiday you're celebrating. These are going to be on my Christmas tree. Just saying. But yeah, if you remember, in the split stitch, you're coming right up in between your strands of thread. And it's really pretty. It looks a little bit feathery. It's not the feather stitch, but it looks a little feathery, you know. So you just want to come right up in the middle of your previous stitch and not get tangled. Obviously I'm tangled. Okay. Alright, now I'm not. Okay, so if you can see, make a stitch and come up right in the middle, make a stitch and come up right in the middle, right? So yeah, just go right down, just go right down the lines. The lines are already there for you. Even if you drew them on, they're already there for you. So just go right down the lines and do your little split stitch. Now this is also the stitch that I use for the hearts, because you can turn a corner real good with them, and that's really small. So I thought the split stitch would be a good way. Now if you don't want to do that, if you think, oh, that's a little bit, you know, if you don't want to do that one, go ahead and just do the couching stitch, and you can couch it where you need to and it'll work just fine. The couching stitch is your friend on a lot of things. So yeah, we've got lots of stuff. So we're going to do the split stitch. We're going to get down here at the bottom, and we'll change from split stitch to do turkey stitch at the bottom because it's cute, right? And it works for making that fringe. Okay, just making little bitty, I'd say they're, I don't know, they're less than 1/4 inch for sure. Little bitty stitches. What's up with that one? I don't want it to be funny. Let me take it off here for a minute and see what I can do. I don't want it to be funny. Something's gone weird. I see. Yeah. You can kind of tell when something goes a little funny on you. Your stitches won't lay just so, and they'll be weird. So let me put this back in here and clip these back together because I don't want them, you know, getting in the way. It's helpful if you keep these out of the way. Okay. Now we're back at it. So, thought we would do just a little montage, a little bit of this stitch, a little bit of that stitch, you know, that kind of thing. And it'll give you a good idea, a flavor of what to do, right? I'm still using a number 11. It's easy. It's good for a lot of stitches. If you want to use the smaller needles, go ahead and do that. But for these ones, I thought, you know, let's keep it real simple. I'm using number 11 needle, and that works really well for getting the job done. Okay. This makes it look a little bit like I don't know, knitted. Does that make sense? It makes it look a little bit knitted to do the feather stitch. Come on, you. Pull through. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to split this stitch, and then I'm going to start into the turkey stitch. Okay? Like so. Alright, now, do you remember how to do the turkey stitch? It's kind of like doing the back stitch. Do you remember? We do the back stitch, only we leave the loop out, right? As long as we need it to be for our strand. Now, leave it a little bit longer because you're going to be trimming that off. So, you're going to be doing the back stitch and leaving your loops long. Okay? So you want it to be, let's see if I can, yeah, I don't want loops long on the back. I want loops long on the front. Don't leave loops long on the back. And then just go right in like so. I do suggest using all 6 strands on this because it just makes life easier to do that. I think I want another loop right there. You can pile these up, or you can go in a straight line or a circle or whatever you want to do. I just want another one right there because okay. Now, just gonna work my way right on over here till I get where I need to be. Right like so. Yeah, you want a few of these just to where they're gonna be just that fringe, you know. Yeah, always check your back just in case, you know. And as you do the back stitch, it kind of cinches your stitch to where it's not gonna pull loose, right? It does. It's not like with tufting, you know, you can pull those out. So that's not this. Okay. Okay. We're going to do one more because I want it to be really fluffy. And then we'll go back to, oh, I did that, didn't I? Okay. Well, we'll do 2 more then. Oh, wait a minute, I can pull that back out. If I pulled it in, I can pull it out. Okay, I'm gonna pull that out. Okay, now. And then we'll go back to our split stitch going up the other way. Right? Okay. On this side, we're going to be going, I don't know, almost backwards because we came down that way. Then we're going to go back in going up this way. Okay. And of course the thread wants to get all funny with you. Okay. Like so. Okay. All right. Then we've got to split the stitch. Yep. And go this way. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. All right. So yeah, we're splitting our stitch and going right back up. Like I said, this one's backwards, but that's okay. Or it's just going the other direction, really. You know? And that's fine. Because, you know, I didn't want to separate these out. If you keep them together, then you've got them double cinched down, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, we're just gonna get this done. Then I thought we would do some of the couching stitches, since we've already got our red going, right? Or burgundy or maroon or whatever color this is. It's a really deep wine red. So, and then of course we have to finish off our turkey stitch, right? We've got to trim it out and make it all fluffy. Those are fun, huh? Okay. Yep, these are going to make beautiful ornaments for the tree. I think I'm going to try real hard to get our stitch book ready to start off the first of the year. Because I think if things go the way I've got them planned, sometimes it happens. I think we're going to be doing one of these a week, and then making the ornaments, and that'll lead us right up to Christmas, I think. If it doesn't, we'll do something else. I don't know. We'll do something. We will. Yeah. So, but I'm going to try to get the stitch book stuff together. We're going to do some really fun things with the stitch book, using a lot of stitches that we've got, because we've got loads on our sampler. So the more you use them, the easier they become to you, and you just, you enjoy the process better because they become, easier. I'm trying to get the center of this, and it's trying to be awkward. Okay. We're going to go right here so we're tucked up in under the bow. Okay. Now we've got that. So I'm going to start over here and do the couching stitch. The reason you need to get the ones for the body of the snowman done first, well, you need to get the side ones done first anyways, before you start trying to do those limb arms, because the limb should be over the couching stitch, right? So we're going to tuck this one right up and under there. And then we're going to tack it down, right? Because that's what we do in the couching stitch. we just put our little tack stitches over that, and it'll hold the line where we want it to be. It'll hold the line. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna tack it probably in 3 places, I'm thinking. So we have it and it doesn't move. Yep. Then you're just going to scooch right up and under your thread and pull it through. How easy is that, right? And then at the top, of course. Okay. Right there. All right. Now, since we're over here, well, let's go ahead and do the rest of the red couching. Well, no, I don't want to do the rest because there's a lot of red couching. Okay, we've got the couching stitch. It's easy. You guys can do that one. Then I'm going to go right here and do my little berries for the holly. Okay, now they're small, so I'm just going to do 1 arounds for the French knot. So there'll be that. Okay, just little bitty cute berries, holly berries. Yep. They're fun to do, especially if you're just doing 1 arounds. They're little bitty cutesy things, you know, right? Remember to hold your thread when you're doing it, because that way you've got better control and your little knot's gonna stay nice, you know. So I want this one to come right up in there. And yeah, come on. Quit being ornery with me. It's being ornery with me. See if I can get it to tug out. Nope. Okay. Here we go again. That's the way with threads, right? It will do this. But we fix it, right? We just fix it. Okay. I think it just got tangled around itself. Oh, there's a little knot in the end of that. Okay, I know what to do with that. Let's just snip it off. No worries. That's the end of my thread. It's probably getting a little bit frazzled, you know, that kind of thing. Let's get back in our rigging here. This does help a lot. Okay, it really does on camera. Now when I'm doing this, like stitching these up to, excuse me, to do for a video, getting things ready, I don't know, watch a TV show and sit in there in the living room, and I've got a light right beside me. Make sure you have good lighting if you're gonna do this kind of thing, because yeah, you need to see what you're doing, you know. Okay, go right up in there. Keep your string taut. No more knots now. We've had enough of that silliness. Okay, now we've got our little holly berries in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say we've done enough red for now. I'm gonna poke that right there, so hopefully it won't poke me. And let's pull out the green and do and do some of our other stitches. We've got detached chains and we've got satin stitches. Yeah, so let's do some of that. Okay, we've got these little guys on the little limbs. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, I'm going to have to put that somewhere else because that's not going to be nice. I'm going to lay it across there and stick it in there. Yeah, that'll be better. Okay. So for our detached chains, of course, you remember we go right back up where we came. Don't do it on the bottom. We go right back up in where we came out, right? And just pull that. And we come up here to the top, yeah? Go through our loop, yeah? And then cinch it down, right? Now you want to go back in where you came in. Some people will make a longer line, a longer stitch there. If I'm going to do a detached chain, I just want it to be a detached chain, right? Just have it like that. See there, little guy? Okay. So we're going to do our detached chains over here, and then we'll do some satin stitches here. There's 3 clusters of the holly berry and leaves on this, and they're so much fun to do. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to have fun and do them. You can do all sorts of things. You can use your imagination. You can use different colors for sure than what I'm doing, because I'm just kind of matching up. I'm a little matchy. I'm just kind of matching up what the color is on the printout on the fabric. So that's easy, right? And I don't know, I think it's pretty. Now they did use a variation of greens in the holly berries. I'm just using the same color green, but you can use different ones if you want. Give more contrast if you'd like. But it's a small little thing, and I just thought, you know, I'm going to use the same color for all of them, and it'll be fine. I think it will. Okay. Okay. Little detached chains. They're really good to make little small leaves, and they're just super cute, right? I think so. Okay. Now we're going to go in and make our other one without grabbing any of the threads from this one. Okay. Because you don't want to split your chain on this kind of thing. I mean, you can split it, but that's not what we're doing. We're just making little detached chains. Little cutesy things, right? Okay. Okay. And there you go. We've got this side done with our little bitty, sure we do. Okay, with our little bitty detached chains. Super cute, right? Okay, let's do some satin ones up here so that you see when you're doing, now we've done the satin ones, so, but we haven't actually made an actual leaf with them. When you do this just right, you have that center piece. Now I'm not going all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to about somewhere near the middle-ish, okay, of the line. So I'm just going to go down from there, okay? It's just, right now it looks like just a little straight stitch, right? Okay, so I'm going to go right here, next to it, right next to it, okay? Because the satin stitch is always snugging up to itself, right? So then I'm going to go right back in, more or less, where I put the first stitch at the bottom. And when you do that, you have this center line forming. You can't see it as well on these little ones, but you'll be able to tell. When we get to doing those big ones, you'll be able to tell that there's a real good center line that forms. And come along. And are you being ornery with me? And it looks good when you do it that way. So each time you come down just a teeny bit below at the bottom, below the stitch, you'll be able to tell better when we start doing these bigger ones. But for now, we're doing these little teeny ones, and they're super cute. So yeah, just go follow your line to start your stitch right next to the one you just did, right? And just come down a little bit further each time with your stitch on the bottom. Follow your line on the outside. That gives you your shape of your little holly berries, right? Holly berries, holly leaves. Gosh. Okay. So it's a little bit small, but you can do it. It makes it, it's really pretty. Okay. All right. Now, look at this. We've got one side of the holly leaf done. We still have the other side to do, okay? So we're going to go back up at the top, right beside the first stitch we put in, right snug right in there, real close and tight. You believe I just broke it? How do you do that? I don't think I've ever done that before. Okay. Real tight. It's not that tight. I must have worn this needle out. Okay, let's get another one then, shall we? I'm going to trim this off. I'm going to do all this and I'll come back. So hold on a second. Okay, got a new needle. Yeah, I did all of this one with that other needle too. And, you know, you can wear them out. So that's the thing. So go right back in down here at the bottom of the stitch, the first one that you put in. And you may not be able to see it really good on this one, but you'll see it when you're doing it. Okay? Get you out of the way. All right. Then just follow your lines on the outside, because you want your holly berry to have those little pointy bits, right? It's supposed to be, you know. That again, huh? I don't know. We may be having a visit from Mr. Murphy or something, you know. Let's see. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. So again, down here at the bottom where we put those first few stitches in. And then we're going to work our way back down just like we did on the other side. Okay? Yeah, the satin stitch is also your friend because it can fill in a lot of space, and you can manipulate it to be whatever shape or whatever that you want it to be. So it is also your friend. Okay, so now you see, I hope you can see, we've got our center line right in there, and we didn't have to do an outline really of it. We've got all our little points all around through there. We only had to do 2 or 3 stitches over here. You can do another one, but it's pretty filled in. Let's do one right here, just because there's a little point there that we can do. And bring it right up in, kind of tuck it under your berries, right? Okay. So yeah, you've got all your little points on your berries, and your center line is right there. Super cute and easy, okay? So now we've done our this and this and this. Satin stitch also is used for that. Those are French knots with 3 arounds. Split stitch on the hearts, all 3 of those. Yeah, just super cute. These are little 1 around French knots in here. They're really cute because there's little white spots in there. So that's what I did for that. Okay, let me do this. Now we need to come in and get these out of the way. I want to go ahead and trim these out to finish our turkey stitch because we want that to be fringy, right? We want it to be fringy. So just kind of have it right like so. And like so. Where's my, let me find this. Okay, that helps with so many things. So we've got our little fringy bits there for our turkey stitch. Super cute. All right. If there's any others that you want me to go back and show you how to do or practice up on, then let me know, because I can, I can do that either on this or on our samplers at the end of the series. But we've got our split stitch, couching stitch, detached chains, French knots, and satin stitch. Super cute. And when you get it finished, it's just adorable. It's very handmade feel, So get your stitches done. Have fun with this. Don't be in a hurry. You don't have to be in a hurry with any of this. If you don't get them done by this Christmas, next Christmas will come around. So you can do them all throughout the year. Actually, you can make a whole bunch of them throughout the year and you have a beautiful tree. Or decorations or something. You can make them for name tags for gifts even. That's a lot of work for a name tag for a gift. Just saying. But you can do them all kinds of things. Whatever you want to do. Take your time. Have fun. Do the little details. Don't hurry. If you hurry, you'll start finding yourself trying to take a shortcut. Shortcuts aren't as pretty as just taking your time and doing it right. And you know how to do them. All of them. We've done them. We've done them all. So, you know how to do them. If you forgot, go back and watch some of those videos. It helps me with my watch time hours. Okay, I'm being silly now. You guys take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. TTFN.